All right, President David Chartrand. How are you, David?
Well, I'm enjoying the beautiful warm weather here. I'm a little bit down over today because I was at a funeral at one of our leaders, Robert Goodry, who passed away.
Oh, yes.
And he was 81 years old. He sat in a cabinet for many, many years, and hard-working fisherman, farmer, rancher, you name it. And Robert was always a man that was there when the Métis needed him. He was a leader that was always on call if you needed him, no matter what it was. If you want to fight on the issue, he'd be there to stand up for the Métis at any time. So it was kind of sad that we lose our loved ones, and but they're in our world now. I did privilege, and I went to the hospital, and the family allowed me to come and invited me to come and wanted me to see him. And so my visit with him was very nice, and he left a New Year day later. He left this world. So, but I did ask him the question.
You're breaking up.
Limited.
I'm
breaking up.
You're breaking up. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just that it's I'm in around, so it's not as good. Is it clear now?
It's clear now. Yeah.
Okay. So give me a second. I'm going to change until maybe I'm going to talk towards the saxophones. Maybe it'll be clear there. Give me a second.
Okay. You're just trying to find a spot that's clear for the phone. Hope he does. Yeah, the elections are coming up this year for sure.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of information for sure on the Métis Hour.
Yeah.
Who's running and who isn't and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, we lost him.
Lost him.
So in the meantime, what do you say we do the country classic, and I'll try to get a hold of the president again.
Country classic, of course, Roger Miller. Can't be more classic than that. Again, yeah.
Yeah.
King of the Road.
Trailer for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. 3rd boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Oh, worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found, short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of the children and all of their names, and every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. Trailers for sale, rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a...
Oh, yeah, King of the Road, Roger Miller. We have our own King of the Road. President of the Manitoba Métis Federation, David Chartrand. Sorry, we better know.
We got cut off there. I hope we didn't get cut off. I'm sitting in St. Laurent outside the church. I just finished attending the funeral services for our past leader, Robert Goodry.
Mm-hmm.
He was 81 years old, and as I was saying on the show before I got cut off, I was I had the fortunate place to be. Me and my wife went to see him a day before he parted this world, and I had a good chat with him, and he's still in his full faculties, and we laughed and he cried and all kind of different things that occurred. We talked about the past, and we also talked about the future of where he's going. So I told him a story about what happened to a friend of mine who actually seen different things because he had passed for 58 seconds, and his heart stopped, and he said he saw so many different things and green, a lot of green, and he came back to this world 58 seconds later. So I told him the story about that. And so I asked him the question, "Are you afraid, Robert, to leave this world?" He said, "No, I'm not." So he wasn't afraid. Mm-hmm. He was getting ready for his departure, and his family knew that, and he was very happy. He got to know his family's okay, and I had the great privilege. My wife and I took it so personal to go see him, because so many have not, through COVID, have been able to disallow to see their loved ones, their friends, and we were fortunate enough to go and see him before he left. So again, to a Goodry family, I ask all our citizens to send prayers their way. I'm heading to the hall shortly for some coffee and head back to Winnipeg. But we also lost another leader, Lionel Allard. He was a vice president of Winnipeg. He just passed a day ago. And, our prayers are going to the Allard family, and we just met some of his family members here at the funeral also. They're planning a different strategy on given again COVID, so they're going to be giving us an update what's going to happen for funeral service or funeral arrangements. But I just want to assure the family that the MMF will always be there to help and take care of our past leaders, and it's going to be a big loss for the Allard family and for our nation as a whole, because he was a leader of our people. And again, my personal, I know him very well, my personal condolences to his family, from me and my wife and the family, but also from Cabinet and the rest of the nation. So again, we lost two leaders, Ray, within a week, and
right.
And it's at that range, Ray, where we see people in their 80s and late 70s and or late 60s, or where the world is not sometimes a good, healthy place to be, and health conditions change their future. So. But again, our prayers all to the Lord and Goodry family, and we again personally express that. And as I said, I was so proud of being a friend of Robert and a friend of Lionel. And so again, I look forward to seeing when Lionel services will be taking place, and I'll be there to make sure I represent our government and our leadership. But I have birthdays here. I want to pass them quickly. First, there's a provincial council meeting happening, and Tracy Como wanted to make sure we give a shout out to the hard-working committee that's working today. They work through the weekend, so it's always important. There's many facets of the federation that happen in weekends. Like Anita I just had a meeting or two, and over the weekend they have meetings, and people don't realize there's still people working like you, Ray, and Cowboy, who never stops, working throughout the weekends and giving their life to make things better for others. So again, to the British Council, keep on the hard work, and your government's very proud of you. Happy birthdays are going out to 85th birthdays going out to Claudette Boyer of Saint Eustache, and that is a beautiful community, Saint Eustache. I have such great pride for them. Who's celebrating her birthday today, February 26th. According to her family, she is the oldest grandma in Saint Eustache. Oh. So again, Claudette, from the Métis government, myself as president, my family, happy 85th birthday. I'm sure a special present will be sent to you by my office. And happy 75th birthday to Pat Vermillion. So we're celebrating her birthday, and again, from me and Glor, it's always, Pat is used to work, in fact, at the Federation and retired, and her and her husband have always listened to Métis Hour and great supporters of Métis music, and just being proud to be Métis. So happy birthday, Pat, and I'll send a gift your way for sure. 75 years old. Happy birthday to Robert Conway from Elsie Bear's Kitchen, and Sharon Pronto's son. And Robert, actually, I'm very proud of him as a businessman. Him and his wife, they work very hard to run a restaurant, and they do outside business, inside business. And so again, happy birthday, Robert. We're very, very proud of you and the work you accomplish. You and your family and your wife work so hard for trying to provide and show, again, Métis businesses are very successful. And again, there's so much things happening right now, and I've been watching constantly what's happening in Ukraine. I'm pray for them. We send our prayers out to them. There's many people dying over there right now. Right. Children are dying, and the attack is really stressful, I think, on the Ukrainian families out here, and we're intermarried to many of them. So our special prayers go out to them. Our cabinet will be looking at what we can do to support the aid that's going to be necessary. This is just the beginning of a long, long hardship and war that's going to carry on, and aid will be needed, health aid, food aid, all kind of stuff, and Métis government will be there. I assure you that our Métis citizens will always know that the Métis government will be there to represent our Métis people and to show our collectivity of supporting others, that when they need us, we'll be there. So you'll hear an announcement coming very soon from our Métis government to put out support to Ukraine, whether it's financial, political, but that support is there. And I assure you, if this is the days of the Red River buffalo hunters, we'd have been on ships heading out there right away to defend those that are being bullied and attacked by somebody that's a madman. And there's not a question about it. This man is a dangerous man. And the reason I talk about it on our show, and I want people to really reflect this thought, he's really threatened to use a nuclear weapon. And that is something, even my wife asked me, are you scared and are you worried? And I said, I'm not scared, I am worried, because the view at the end of the day, it could strike all of us in the world. And this is how deadly and serious this thing is. So I take very, very caution approach to it. While I'm watching it steady to keep updated on what's going on. I'm very proud of our country right now. Its reaction, the Prime Minister and Minister Freeland, she's actually Ukrainian. And again, express the personal prayers from us to her and all Ukrainians in Manitoba, and those, of course, in Canada and right now in Ukraine, or are very, very scared. This is a dangerous army with great weaponry, but he's also sent a message to the world. If you stick your nose and come in here and support Ukraine, then I am basically saying I will use nuclear weapons. And that means that will shatter the world. The world will be a different place for all of us. And there'll be many, many, many millions and millions of people that will perish in the nuclear war. So again, I pay close attention to this as your president, and I'll keep you posted as much as I can on Métis Hour, on our website. We'll keep you posted what's going on, and we'll have our ongoing discussions with Canada to make sure that we can play a part in the role of helping out, because this is not only for affecting Ukraine, it's going to affect the world. So again, Reverend Métis will always be there to stand up for our people and stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves sometimes. So again, to all those out there, again, our prayers are with you. We also had some go back to business here at the Métis government. We're doing very well. I met Minister of Housing this week, and I want to get an update on where we are with the HELP program, which is, again, private homes, that we are getting more contractors we're finding out there, and we're trying to push hard to get the contract work in place. And we need more contractors, so we're looking for contractors out there that want to make do their part to get an employment, but also hire people and get organized to make sure that we can start repairing homes. There's over 1,200 houses we got to repair rate, and each of them will get $18,000, and the Paw North will get I think $25,000. So, you know, it is such the type of reception, and that's why I'm so like. People ask me why do I fight so hard for the people? Why do you Ray have asked me so many times? Like I never stop, and the reason I never stop is, firstly, I'm a workaholic, but more importantly, I see just the smallest of help that we give, you know, it's just the smallest of help, and people just, you know, embrace and cry and just hug, you know, just that, you know, and they're so appreciative of it, you know, because they are proud people, and that's what I was referring to Robert and even Lionel Allard when he was alive, and he just passed, as I said, they were very proud and didn't ask for much, you know, just enough to make sure they can take care of their family. And when you look at it from that context, our people are very, very proud. George Descharmes just told me outside there, you know, he's so proud of the Métis government and myself as a leader and others. And I think that, and people are just holding me, shaking my hand and squeezing my hand inside the church as I walk by, and all old and young. And they're so proud of their government today, and I'm just staring at our flags outside St. Laurent right now. It's the regional office, and that's what drives, I think, our nation and our pride. But these 1,200 houses that are already asking for support, all of them will get that support. The money is in the bank; it's set aside for them, and we'll make sure. All we're short now is contractors to keep up with the pace, and of course, the supply chain has been hurt by COVID. Lumber, windows, everything's far behind. Doors, ordering all these types of supplies, even cupboards. Everything's behind right now, and because COVID has really hit the industry as a whole, right? So again, just tell those people listening right now, we will be at your house. We're making sure we'll help you. And to our students, again, your government's there. Joan Ledoux is doing a fabulous job. Right now, we give $5,000 to every university student. Where we are battling with some of the administration of the universities because their courses and their different applications of systems conflict with the need of our students. So we're trying to figure out how do we overcome that to make sure our students get their money in their hands, to make sure that the burden of costs, the burden is not placed on the shoulders only on the parents, that the Métis government will be there to pick that up and help bring the costs down at the end of the day. So again, to the students, I'm very, very proud of you, what you're achieving and what you're about to achieve. So also the home buyers, Ray, and that's something I express loud and clear. We're getting so many out there, and they're still buying homes. People, I was talking to, I had my back problem here, a nerve in my back that's squished between my spinal cord, and I fell off a truck many, many moons ago when I was hunting. Anyways, I was telling the chiropractor about, the home buyer program, how proud these families are. And I said, what people don't realize, I said, how did people get ahead of us? And we've always been hardworking people. We've always had work to get jobs and take care of ourselves. But how did the other society get ahead of us? Well, how they got ahead of us, Ray, is they were able to get land. They were able to buy houses, to create an asset base, and that passed on to the next children, the next children, the next children. So they got ahead of us that way because we had no land. We were chased off, and we didn't own houses because they took it away from us. So when you start owning homes now, Ray, and you know it, when you leave this world, and your family will know that you're going to leave something behind, an asset. Yeah. You're going to leave resources behind to give your kids an head start that we never had. So that's the beauty of this home buyer program. And when I see tears shedded by our family owners now today, it just brings a sense of pride. And that's what drives me. You asked me call me King of the Road. I kind of like that actually. But it just drives me and I can't wait to get out. The assembly's coming March 25th, 26th, 27th. Infinity Women is also meeting on March 19th and 20th, I think. So that, there's going to be constant meetings. There's going to be some relaxation with the rules, but you still got to be double vaccinated to come to the assembly. You still we have to wear masks. We don't know that, but I think you will, at least to your table where you're safe amongst the people you know. And so we're still going to try to follow some of those rules. So, again, make sure that you're coming to the assembly, get your vaccine card to prove but if not, if you can't make it, Ray, we're going to let them try to arrange them to come in through virtual, which is again computer things that you and I don't really understand, Ray. So when you talk about computer, it's a younger world, not ours. But anyways, but those are very important. And again, early learning childcare, that is a big issue. The Met department is interested in Métis individuals are participating in a virtual 18-month. So this is what Met is doing, in which I think John Fleury's minister, Kerry and Tracy and the rest of the team, they're organizing, and Joan Ledoux as Minister of Education, they're organizing now to fund childcare workers, Ray. They don't have to go to a classroom. You can do it right from home and through a computer. Oh, yeah. And online classes, Ray. So that again, you could be right from your home and getting your 18-month course and then getting a full-time job with that. So that's up right now. Look at our website. You can get in there. So get prepared. These are, and you, Ray, you know how much job ads you and Cowboy read. There's job after job after job of opportunity at the Federation right now, and we're going at a rapid rate. So, and that hotel is coming along for everybody, and so is Saint Laurent. I'm here in Saint Laurent. I'm getting some good reports back on the camp. Of course, we're going to have trailers that can come and rent and lease a space near a golf course. We're spending millions on it, developing it right now. And there'll be a lakefront, of course, and there'll be a pond. There's a tiny little lake pond there. That is going to be really well developed, but there's a beautiful Lake Manitoba and the beach is not far from there. And there's going to be that 9-hole golf course we bought. We spent a lot of money preparing that. We have a beautiful golf course, and we have also a clubhouse now, which will have really fine food for people that live in the area. People are going to putting up their campers there to lease them annually to keep in a location where they can leave the city 45 minutes. You're with your family having a barbecue in Saint Laurent in your campsite. So, and then you can, if not, you can go to the new clubhouse that'll be open this summer, Ray, and have a great meal. And that so people in the city can actually rent to come out. We're going to have 5 tiny homes set up there that they can rent if they don't have a camper, and come out for a golf game, bring your staff out, and then have a beautiful prime rib or a meal in a new clubhouse. So Saint Laurent's excited about it. I can't wait for it to be finalized. But again, those are just pieces of so many things that are happening, Ray. across the province. And so, but again, we're coming up with the Constitution is going to be some revisions. We did have a annual assembly last year, Ray, and however, it was by virtual. And that, again, is like what you and I are doing right now, talking on a phone, but we can't see each other. So virtual, you can see each other, but you can't touch, you can't hug, you don't have the same kind of communication and ability just to the camaraderie that comes together when you're in a crowd of people. So again, we left out all of the constitutional amendments last assembly because only 500 were attending by virtual because there's a limitation how much can come by virtual. And so we only had 500 of our leaders from the local level, which I praise tremendously. All those local leaders, and if you're listening right now, thank you for being the leader you are in your community. Thank you for standing up for Métis rights, standing up to make sure that our citizens are not left out, and standing up when governments like Pallister did to us when he stopped COVID from coming to your communities and left the Métis out to be last to receive COVID, which is unbelievable. Thank God for the Métis standing strong and never letting nobody do unjust and unwrong to us. So that assembly this time, there'll be live assembly, Ray, and we anticipate over 2,000 to 3,000 people there. And as I said, we're going to have COVID rules, but there'll be constitutional amendments that were put on hold. But these are in line, Ray, with there's regional meetings happening every weekend. So starting next week or Sunday, I think, I'm in Winnipeg, I believe. Winnipeg, I think, is having their regional. It's not a regional meeting. It's a constitutional information session update and to discuss the Constitution, the revisions that are coming to coincide with the self-government agreement we signed July 6th, also to coincide with the treaty that's coming, the modern-day treaty we're going to be signing with Canada. So it's important that the language be changed in the Constitution, that we're not just a corporation, we're actually a government. And so these are the types of things that are coming forward. We're also proud to say, Ray, the over 2,000 people that many of our families here in St. Laurent, because I hear them phoning into the radio show and Métis Hour talking about saying hi to their family here in St. Laurent or somewhere in Winnipeg from the West. Many of them have taken their citizenship card with the Federation. They'll be allowed to vote in our election, Ray. They'll be allowed to apply for a mail-in ballot, whether they live in Vancouver, or Calgary, or anywhere in the West. If you're a citizen, card-carrying member, if you live anywhere in Canada, in the world, we will get you a mail-in ballot if you want, and you have the right to choose your leadership. So you can see, though, the spread of our wings as a government to protect our people, but also to represent our people no matter where they live, not just in Manitoba. Ray, what's so important about that message? We removed the barriers. We removed the provincial barriers that has held us separate apart. Yeah. So now we have to talk about the rights of our people, whether it's harvesting rights, services, of programs and opportunities. How do they get services if they live in a different province? So we're working on that as a government right now and as a cabinet, and hopefully we'll get more and more solutions. So just to get an update, on March 5th, the Southwest region is having the constitutional update meetings, and March 6th is the Northwest, March 12th is the Paw, March 13th is Thompson, March 20th is Southeast, and Interlake yet is to be announced. So I think they're going to try to have it this weekend, but the funeral made some changes to their decisions. So again, Ray, if they're having live meetings, I'll probably attend all of them. Yes. I want to be there in person to be able to answer questions and clarity and clarification. But knowing our people, they're really in tune. They go into our website. They go in. We have so many thousands and thousands of people that go into our website daily. So we're very proud of that too. So again, our team is ready. The assembly is going to be a damn good time, Ray, and there's going to be great music and dance and just the atmosphere. I am just like a child waiting for Christmas. You know, I can't wait for this assembly. It's been so long since I had a chance to embrace my people and go and hug them. Just like now in the church when I was walking by, people just holding my hand tight. You know, so when they're going by, they squeeze me and say thank you. And so it makes me feel so proud that the work that I do, the cabinet does, the staff do, that it's resonating in our communities. Like even Derek Danielson was telling me, he's delivering wood to these seniors, and he comes across some of these houses that really need help, some of our elders, and they don't ask for anything. They just want to continue to live by. They're proud people, but that's our responsibility as a government to see what we can do to make their life better. So I think Derek, when you find these houses, he brings it out to our housing team. Kevin usually heads out there right away, see the house, and there's some in St. Laurent, really in the back bushes here, that unbelievable, living in the conditions that I was raised in, and that type of housing, because we're poor. But at the end of the day, these elders, when you go to their house, they need a new washroom, new flooring. Their flooring is up. Their roof is in bad shape. Their eaves are off. And then they say, if you give me my roof and eaves are off, I'll be okay. Somebody else can maybe use some more support. I know there's a lot of people asking. That's what drives the Métis leadership. That's what drives me in my heart, that they're so caring of others. And it's not, give me everything, Instead, no, somebody else might need it. So, Ray, that's the Métis way.
Yeah.
We're all taken care of. So that's something, again, that I'm very happy. The wood, I do apologize to our citizens. I'd love to get our wood much earlier, but we do have a battle with the province to find cutting areas to get our wood in place. And it gets sometimes quite challenging to get enough. Because, Ray, there's over 300 houses today that are burning firewood as a main source of heat. Over 300 families are still burning firewood.
Wow. So,
and across this province, and we got to deliver right across the province. So it is a program started many, many months ago, and Robert Bushy was one of my top leads, and he's passed on now. But he was one of the top guys on that job, and it's still resonating today. People are still embracing that firewood program, and so proud of it. So again, to all those young people working there, and also want to say hi to Darian Janai. Darian is very, very important. He wants to make sure that I say hi to him. He listens to us every Saturday, Ray, and he says, "Don't forget me, Uncle. Don't forget me." So I don't want to forget him. So I want to say hi to Darian out there. I hope you're listening, and to his little junior. So I just want to make sure that I say hello and happy being proud to be Métis as your uncle. So he's got his thumbs up in the air, and so we also need to look at. There's also another one. Another one that just passed. I just got another text. Thank you, April, from Joan. Mrs. Evelyn Pruden from Flin Flon passed away last weekend. A long time supporter of the Métis Federation. And again, our prayers go to the Pruden family. Please, I'll quit my comments now, head down to the hall. Anybody listening or sitting at home today, listening to some great music. Oh, by the way, Ray, Robert Goodry played the fiddle music on the way out as they took him. He was cremated. As he was walking by, the Métis fiddle music was playing loud in the church. So, again, another proud Métis. So people listening at home to our beautiful music, your music, send a prayer to the Pruden family, Allard family, and Goodry family. This is a time of need when the grieving happens. This is why I talk about the church too, Ray. If you don't have the church in your community, where do you go to help grieve? Right. It's hard when you have all that hurt and sorrow in your heart, and you don't know how to release it. But when you go to a church, it's full of family and friends that come to say support and care, a hug, and that's why these churches are so vital. And I worry about them closing down across our communities. And many of my people have told me that, our elders, we have to keep these church doors open because we need a place to get funerals, weddings, baptisms, and the list goes on. So again, Ray, you guys keep up the good work. And Naomi, if you're listening, I say hi to you. And to my mother-in-law, if you're out there, she's supposed to come visit me next week. I look forward to her visit. I hope she stays a little longer this time. And she's lonesome. She said she wants to come see her baby Glorian and little Fatso, according to Ken Danielson. But anyways, look forward to seeing you, my mother-in-law, if you're listening. And to my family and everybody, again, take care. And also the chief of Skowhenan, I wish you luck in your fishing derby this weekend. And I hope it's a fun time for everybody and everybody be safe. And remember, COVID's still there. And send prayers out to the Ukrainian people out there, not only in Canada, but across the ocean right now, that are going through a tremendous horror right now, being attacked by Russia. So you guys take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Well, thank you so much, David. And once again, as my Uncle Alphonse would say, after listening to you speak, you're just amazing. And
thank you, Ray.
And we look at each other and go, holy.
Well, that God gave me a gift, and it wasn't for dancing, I'll tell you that. So I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. And my mom, and that's why I told George today, the Charmin, he said, you're an angel. He said, you always take care of everybody. I said, I'll tell you, if you want to take anybody, take my mom. That's how she raised me, to make sure I take care of everybody. Okay, take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Okay. Thanks, David. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
David Chartrand, the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, with his weekly report.